way, or is that me just being overthinking and that's the way they should be thinking, or is this just a clumsy sort of error here to have Kane in this sort of predicament and Brock, winning this fast? Because to me, that's the only way I can make any logical sense here out of this.
No, I don't even think that is it. I mean, I think putting Kane in there for 30 seconds against him makes Kane look ridiculous. Extremely strong.
Yeah.
I don't think Kane deserves to be treated that way. I think Kane is 100% a legit Hall of Famer and a guy who has put so much into this company. I mean, I know we talk about the respect that Undertaker gets, but Kane is on an equal level.
Yeah, absolutely.
The guy has paid his dues 10 times over, and he's still giving back. To people like Brock, laying down in like 30 seconds. It's ridiculous. I mean, I feel like this match should not have been there. I'm going to completely agree with Jimbo here. It puts a big question mark over it. Why is this happening? Because, especially after that promo, if it had come just after that, I would have cancelled it. Even if they had to put Roman in the main event, at least, Jimbo wouldn't like it, but at least it's playing into the story.
Yeah, well, Triple H or Kurt, they were filling in, weren't they, last year? So put them out. Well, thank you anyway, Jimbo, for that. We'll be back. Don't worry, we will be back, and don't forget our Brett one will be out, so you'll be able to listen to that. I'm sure lots of things. Keep your emails coming in though, Jimbo. Keep me updated. I'm sure you will. Okay, Krusty is back now. What a name. Every time I read that name, I can't help but laugh. Again, it's another good gimmick name, that, isn't it? I think it should come on our podcast to get some names here. The developmental. Maybe we could get some stuff out of this. Krusty says, Bobby Lashley versus Lesnar post-Mania sounds good. If Nakamura becomes champion, who would he go up against? So thanks, Krusty, for the question. Bobby Lashley versus Lesnar. Now, again, we've pretty much guaranteed we're going to get Lashley. I said this at the end of the podcast last week that it was a done deal. I don't see him coming in before WrestleMania though, Matt, and also the idea of him up against Lesnar, I don't mind it, but I'll say this much. Whenever they've done that in the past, I've never been a great fan of the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object, that type of thing. I don't always enjoy those kind of matches of test of strength all match and, who can do this and who can do that. Like, it's not... Sometimes I think it shows weakness in either guy, and I think you're better off keeping them apart. And if they're really serious about Bobby Lashley, which hopefully they are, giving him a decent run here, then I think staying away from Lesnar would be the answer, because the problem is, I know Bobby Lashley is an MMA fighter, but he's not a very successful one. So I don't think you want to highlight that too much. And I think putting him against Lesnar automatically does that. So for me, I think start Lashley afresh and don't put him against Lesnar. What about you, Matt? I know it looks good on paper, but for you, would you go with that? Would that make a decent program if Brock sticks around?
I don't want to claim to know how Vince thinks, a great mind in the business, but I will say that when a talent like Lashley comes in, you do have this amount of dues to be paid. You will have to prove yourself and build your reputation within WWE. They don't just expect everyone to know you off of the
that's true.
Thing around there. So I'm sure there will be a building period for Lashley. I think that would do his character good, because we get to understand where he's coming from. He might not be the same Lashley that we saw 10 years ago or so.
Yeah.
He might decide to go in a completely different direction with it now. He's got his MMA background or whatever. I don't really feel like Brock Lesnar is the ideal opponent for him, because it kind of feels you're in a lose-lose position, because you have to have Brock win and crunch Lashley's credibility from the start, or you have Lashley win, and then you have the fans sort of turn on Lashley thinking, well, he's just a knockoff Brock Lesnar. Because he's taking Brock Lesnar's spot. Yeah.
It would be nice if Lashley comes in and plays a heel, because he was always pretty much the sort of, big, glorious baby face, wasn't he, last time? But not much character when he was last in WWE. There wasn't much depth to him. So it'd be nice if, he literally came in as something quite different, like a bit of an ego, a bit of a chip on his shoulder for a while, and then, he'll get over, and then let him kind of be the babyface. But it'd be nice if they bring him in as a heel. I think it'd be something different. We will see. Of course, Nakamura, like myself and Matt said earlier, I would like to see someone like Jinder, but I can also see Owens and Sammy back in the frame again at some point. So there's plenty of people for Nakamura to go up against. Let's put it that way. No problems there. Anyone that comes off the page other than those guys, Matt, for you on SmackDown?
No, I think I'd love to see the guys you just mentioned there go in with that. I mean, of course, we know Dolph Ziggler is always starting point for
That's true.
People, but I'm getting kind of bored of that situation. I think, Ziggler, he deserves a little bit higher than he gets now. He shouldn't be jobbing for everyone.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely talent out there to be working with when you come into the company. I think so. Yeah, Owens is of course a great start. I mean, that guy, he knows how to work with anyone. So I would probably go down that route.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, last few questions now. Then it's been a long podcast, this one, Matt. I'll tell you that much. Just over an hour and a half now. Sarah now emails in, and she's definitely new to all this, Matt. I got this recently, actually. I've never watched wrestling, but I'm a big Rousey fan. I watched all the stuff she's done, but I am asking myself after, what is going on? Is wrestling always so theatrical? I've got to say, this is hard. It's one of those things, like, it's almost, you've got to be ruthless here as a wrestling fan. Unfortunately, yes, you are watching something that is actually happening. Anything you know of Ronda Rousey may be slightly tweaked now because she might be doing things you're not familiar with. However, hopefully, when it comes bell to bell, you'll enjoy her. If you were an MMA fan, you'll enjoy that part of it because she has definitely put in the work in that area. It's just unfortunate. It's not what I would say is a great storyline going on for people to get their teeth into, unfortunately. But Matt, anything to add to that? Because it's hard when you're not a wrestling fan to think, what the hell is going on?
Well, yeah, it is, I suppose, always that theatrical, but you kind of learn to appreciate that because everyone loves to go to the theatre, don't they?
Yeah, it's a live one.
Good guys and your bad guys. It's quite clear to understand which way the company is steering you.
Unless it's Roman Reigns.
On the fans, you're not going to be disappointed because she's going to be put in a good light.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, stick with it. I think the more it goes on, the better. And like I say, the WrestleMania match itself will be worth the wait, I'm sure. There'll be something good there. But thank you for your questions, Sarah. Keep them coming if you want to know anything more. This is the place. Teddy now. And this is a nice one as well here, man. I got this a couple of weeks ago, so I'm about to read this one now. I may be your oldest fan at 91, Matt. There you go. Could be a record listener here. I live in Austin, Texas. Got a lot of people from there, actually, that listen to this podcast here, so that's good. And I've seen a lot of wrestling. I still love wrestling, but over the years, it's become very different. However, you two really have my kind of taste when talking about pro wrestling. And you've got me right back into it. So you are a real credit to the industry. P.S. Would love to come on one time and share some of my early days as a fan. I'm currently a big fan of ROH, have been to their shows a few times, and they offered me VIP backstage, a great experience. Thanks very much for all your work. So thank you very much there, Teddy. It's really, we're kind of honoured that somebody of your age is listening to this podcast. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure at some point we can arrange that for you to come. I'm sure you got some great experiences from early days of wrestling, and can't imagine watching wrestling for that long, Matt. And I'm sure when we're that kind of, I'm not saying I'll even make it to that age. I've got to be honest, but I tell you, if when I'm that an older man, let's say, I can't imagine how crazy the business is going to change by then, Matt. I've got to be honest.
I've got to hope that I'm still a fan by that age.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's some long-term dedication there.
Yeah.
And it's great when you hear something like that. It puts a real smile on my face that we actually, people actually out there care about our opinions and out there listening.
Absolutely.
Kind of feedback, it makes us feel great about what we're doing. And I feel like privileged to actually be able to actually have people out there listening and actually taking note of our opinion.
Yeah, who would ever think it? Two just, the boring general English kids kind of rolling this one out every week. And there we are. We've got a 91-year-old guy, a big fan, Teddy, who listens to the show. Fantastic. And yeah, great to hear that feedback, Teddy. Obviously, a guy who's been around as long as you would know what you're talking about. So that's good. And I think I've always tried to be down to earth. I don't try and overplay things too much. I think we do have a little bit of our, shall we say, English sort of sense of humour with things, Matt, sometimes that seems to go down well. I know that a lot of other podcasts can be a little bit over serious about stuff, but I think we always try to have a bit of a laugh with some of the stuff. You can't go too serious on it, to be honest with you, as you really do go down that rabbit hole and get frustrated. So yeah, thank you very much, Teddy, though, for that email. It meant a lot to me. It was really nice to read. Okay, going to take the last question now, and it's called Roy's Me Boy has emailed in now. John Cena versus The Undertaker is a Mania match for the ages. Would you put this on last? So there you go, Matt. We do have somebody that's interested in seeing this, for sure. I'm sure there are other people as well, just a bit too late. But if this does happen, Matt, I'm going to put it out there. I'm putting money on this. It will happen. When it does happen, if it does happen, I'm pretty sure it's going to. Would this go on last, Matt? I've got to say I doubt it. But
yeah, I kind of doubt it as well. This is one of the topics that I was hoping to avoid. I feel like my opinions alienate me a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like The Undertaker's time is done. It's hard to say it, but last year's match, and I know it involved Roman and it teases a lot of people, but I feel like the ending was perfect. Undertaker went out his back. He lost to a younger guy who has the ability to take that defeat, from The Undertaker and move forwards with it, and then forever in his career say he was the guy that ended The Undertaker. I don't feel like John Cena takes anything away from this. If he beats The Undertaker, it doesn't mean anything. We all know John Cena is one of the greatest of all time anyway. Didn't need any help with that. And if Undertaker beats John Cena, it just makes you feel like then Undertaker isn't done. He needs another match after that. Where does he go from there? Who does he fight? We're running out of people as it is. We've already had the end of an era, and then we had the end of a new era with Roman Reigns and that stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be a rabbit hole which we cannot come back from. This is dead set, and this match is going to happen. It's going to cause complications. And, unless it's like we said last time, the only way I truly invest is if both men are done, whatever the outcome is. Win, lose or draw, both men retire.
Which I can't see. That's the thing. I can't see John Cena being done. I just cannot see it. I just think they're going to, at some point, they're going to want to go with this, chase him for number 17. I can still see them doing that. I just think they've put that on hold. I know he's winding down, but that is a storyline they're going to go to at some point. So I can't see them even sticking with it, even if it was the last one. So I don't know. You've got to get something. You've got to get a stipulation here that's going to make me want to see the result. I get the match. I'll watch the match. Of course, I'm going to watch the match. Don't get me wrong, but I want to see where I care about the ending. And right now, I don't, and that's a problem. That is a major problem for two big icons like this. That's a big problem. And also, I'm wondering, Matt, does this WrestleMania need it? I've got to be honest with you. I know it's a big match, but does it need it? Would be my thing. Could they hold out?
When they needed it was when the Shane McMahon one
came. Yeah, blimey, God, we needed it then. So we'll see. Definitely, for me, does not go on last, this one, despite it being the match it is. But I want to thank everybody, as usual, for tuning in to our podcast. Thank you for everybody that emailed in. Some really good ones there from Jimbo and Teddy especially. Good to hear from everybody, and new fans as well that listen to the show. I also just want to throw out there, we've had a massive pickup in Venezuela, Matt. Venezuela's popular at the minute. We've had quite a few emails as well, and I know you guys, there's some English speaking people, and some of you have used the translator to me. We've shared some emails, we've exchanged some emails, so it's been really cool, and they've been sending me some videos of some local wrestling. It looks absolutely crazy there, I'll tell you that much. Lucha Underground's got nothing on this stuff, I'm telling you. It's great that we're picking up new fans from all over the globe.